Chapter 22, Green Eyes. The morning sun sat high over Union Station, arrogant and unrelenting, like it was daring Cody Steele to sweat through his shirt. He adjusted the strap on his guitar case and glanced at the bustling crowd around him. Commuters rushing to nowhere important, tourists marveling at everything and nothing, a saxophonist murdering summertime for loose change. PJ, a step behind, looked up at the sky like he was trying to calculate the odds of surviving this city. "Where to?" he asked, sounding as if he might regret the answer. Cody didn't even blink. "Hollywood." PJ cocked an eyebrow. "Hollywood?" The way he said it was less a question and more a diagnosis. 1750 Vine Street, Cody added, like that made it better. PJ shook his head and muttered, "Of course, the belly of the beast." They stepped into the rhythm of Los Angeles, a city that, Cody figured, probably didn't even notice its own heart beating anymore. It moved like it had something to prove, but to who, nobody knew. Hollywood Boulevard hit them like a car crash in slow motion. Loud, messy, and impossible to ignore. Tourists clogged the sidewalks, squinting at stars on the ground they didn't recognize. Street performers worked the crowds. Batman yelling at Spider-Man over turf rights while a bedraggled Elvis crooned, "Love me tender," to no one. Homeless folks blended into the chaos, ghosts walking unseen through the frenzy. Cody took it all in with a faint smirk. "Just like I imagined," he said. PJ nodded toward a mime in a box. "Dreams really do come true." They climbed the steps of the Ovation Mall and stopped to catch their breath. The Hollywood sign loomed in the distance, perched on the hill like it didn't owe anyone an explanation. "All my life," PJ said, staring at the letters, "I thought that sign was magic. You know, like it could fix everything." "And now?" Cody asked. PJ sighed. "It's just a sign, on a hill, and I still don't have rent money." "That's Hollywood," Cody said, his tone light but sharp. "Promises you the stars, gives you a bag of glitter, and a good luck, kid." They stood in silence for a moment, the weight of the city pressing down on them. Finally, PJ straightened his hat. "Doesn't matter. We made it," he said. Cody adjusted his guitar case and nodded. "Let's see if this town's got a little magic left." The Capitol Records building stood tall and round, its clean lines and polished facade practically screaming, "This is where the good stuff happens." Cody stopped a few steps away, taking it in like it was a museum exhibit instead of a recording studio. "What's the plan?" PJ asked, leaning against a lamppost. "Walk in and ask for a record deal? Or just steal a gold record off the wall?" Cody grinned, a grin that didn't quite reach his eyes. "I'm going to wait here and hope one falls into my lap." "Ah, the manifest destiny approach," PJ said, nodding. "Bold." Cody set his case down, pulled out his 1956 Gretsch 6120, and strummed a chord. It rang out clean and sweet, cutting through the noise of the street like a knife through cotton. "Sometimes," Cody said, tuning a string, "you gotta plant yourself where you want to be, and see if the universe is paying attention." PJ folded his arms, watching as Cody began to play. The melody was soft at first, barely a whisper, but it grew, weaving through the chaos around them. The crowd gathered slowly, a couple of tourists with cameras, a woman with grocery bags, a man who might have been homeless but didn't seem to mind. Cody's voice, low and raw, carried above the hum of the city, pulling people in like moss to a flame. "Oh, how I wish it was spring. I never know what autumn will bring." Across the street, a sleek black car pulled up. The door opened, and out stepped Karen, emerald green eyes scanning the crowd like she was searching for trouble and halfway expecting to find it. She froze the moment she saw him. Cody, guitar in hand, pouring himself into the song like it might save him. Karen didn't move at first, caught in the chords. Then, as if the music had its own gravity, she crossed the street. Her heels clicked against the pavement, soft but insistent. Cody's voice faltered, just for a second, but he kept playing. "When the leaves start to fly, where will I find the shade of your green eyes?" The last note hung in the air like smoke, refusing to fade. Cody stood, the guitar slipping to his side, his sunglasses sliding down his nose. His eyes met Karen's, and for a moment, neither of them said a word. Then she broke the silence. Jesus Christ, Cody, she said, her voice sharp enough to cut. What the hell are you doing here? Her tone was hard, but her hands trembled as she grabbed his arm. Come on, she said, quieter now. We need to talk. Cody let her pull him away, the crowd parting around them like water. PJ stayed behind, leaning against the wall with a faint smile that was half amusement, half understanding. He watched them disappear into the street, the faint echo of Cody's song still lingering in the air. When the crowd finally broke up and moved on, all that was left was the memory of a melody and the promise of something unresolved.